Hello everyone, I have got some new Ranger Distress watercolour pencils. They come in a tin like this. The one that I have is set number 6, and they do have lots of different sets. I think they range from set 1 through to set 6. So these are watercolour distress, and it comes with this perspex thing to protect them, but I'm going to take that off because it affects the camera. We have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 colours in here, and then separately I bought the black and the white, which they're calling Black Spot and Picket Fence. So I have got those as well. Now, I gather you can use these dry or you can use them wet. So we'll try a little bit of each. And then what I want to do is find similar colour maybe from my Neocolor II selection. And just compare the two on a separate piece of paper. So that I am keeping stock of everything that I buy, I will be swatching these out in my painter's colour diary. And let's get started. So our first colour is called Brushed Corduroy. So these do feel very similar to Neocolor IIs. So we will put them all on dry first, and then we will wet a section. So there is our, let me move these so I'm not putting my arm across everything. Next up we have got Dried Marigold. Followed by Bundled Sage. Then we have Forest Moss. And Abandoned Coral. The next one is Lumberjack Plaid. They've got some really nice names, haven't they? I must admit, these are quite nice. I'm liking the colours so far. I picked these because I thought these would be the ones I would use the most, but obviously there are different choices. I got mine from a place called Art from the Heart, so I will put a link below. Spun Sugar, very pretty. What's this one? Broken China. Because they've been done as a set, you can see that they do all go nicely together. Stormy Sky. What's this one? Blueprint Sketch. Oh, that's like a ultramarine. And then we have got Dusty Concord. And then finally in the tin itself, Lost Shadow. And then in our little separate pack of 2, we have black, oh, it's Black Soot, not Black Spot. Oh dear, come on. Black Soot. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So there's Black Spot. And then Picket Fence. See how opaque that is going over that black there. Not bad. Okay. So I'll bring them up dry first of all for you to have a little look at. Here we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some water and we're going to wet them. And see what happens. I mean, they're called distress watercolours. I'm not quite sure why. Someone that knows a lot more about the Ranger materials might be able to tell me why. Well, they're re-wetting quite nicely, and this is quite textured watercolour paper that is in the painter's colour diary. Some of them are quite delicate, like the dried marigold, and this one, the spun sugar. I do like the colours, and they are re-wetting quite nicely. I'm going to do them on a much smoother paper in a moment and compare them to the Caran d'Ache Neocolor IIs. I might even try mixing some colours on the Caran d'Ache pencil palette. Apologies if you can hear the dust cart emptying the waste bins. It's our day to get the waste bins emptied. Right, let's have a little look. Here we go. So you can see them when they've been wetted down. That lumberjack's a nice colour, isn't it? I know white will always be difficult to show up on the camera. There we go. So there they are. That's a nice record for me to have. But I have got some, I think this is more like a card actually. What is this? Smooth mixed media paper. Smooth mixed media paper. It's a very small pad. I've just got, I think is there a couple of pages left? Just a couple of pages left for me to play a little bit more with these. So I'm also going to get my Neocolors out. And should I go down a bit? No. No, I think we're better off like this. Right. Okay, so we have got this Spun Sugar colour, which is very similar to what looks like, what are we calling this? Rose. Well, they're similar-ish, aren't they? This is Rose, Pink, Neocolor II. So, actually, let me just divide the page up. We've got R for Ranger and N for Neocolor. So, this is our Neocolor. This is our Ranger. Now, okay, the Ranger, there's lots of bits. Can you see all the bits compared to the Neocolor, which is a lot creamier? Yeah, you do have to keep blowing these. Let's just have a go on the smooth paper. Okay. There. I mean, they're not quite the same colour, but they're similar-ish, aren't they? Right, what else have I got that I can compare? This is ultramarine. And this is the blueprint sketch. So we will do the Neocolor first. Actually, that's got some bits coming off of it now. Okay, there's our Neocolor. And this is the Ranger one. More bits come off this, most definitely. And it's definitely not as creamy. Okay. And you can see that you have to work a bit harder on this smooth paper to blend the Ranger ones in, but then it does say they're distress, so perhaps they're supposed to have a bit of a distressed look. Okay, and then that one, which was Stormy. Oops. That a little bit like, well, that's a bit like the grey, isn't it? Well, let's have a go with these. So in Neocolor II, this is cobalt blue, and then this is the Stormy Sky in the Ranger. Not quite the same colour at all, really, is it? No, it kind of looked like it would be, but it isn't. Yeah. I just thought I'd try a few different colours, but the amount of pigment is much better in the Neocolors than in the Ranger ones. Let's go with the final one, and then I'll try a bit of mixing. So that's the, what's that called? It's actually called Beige in Neocolor II, and then in the Ranger this was the Lost Shadow. To be fair though, they are not leaving marks on this smooth paper. So let's bring those up a bit closer. So there you can see the Neocolors and how they've dispersed into the water. And then here you can see a lot more bits, but perhaps if we want texture, then these Ranger ones can do the job. But to be fair, they don't do too bad a job. Okay, so let's get my okay, right, bear with, because I'm going to have to wipe this lot off. And I'm back. Now, obviously, this is starting to get a bit stained. I've had this for a long while, but it will still do the job. So, why don't we try mixing two of the colours that we used before. These are the Neocolors. We'll go with the pink and the ultramarine, and we'll mix them like so on there. And then the pink that we used, and so these were the two that we used with Ranger. You can see that they don't have as much pigmentation at all as the Neocolors II. Okay, let's, oh, made a mess. Let's find a cloth. Never mind. Let's mix these two. These are the Ranger ones. So with the Ranger, we get quite a pretty lavender colour by mixing, what was it, blueprint sketch and spun sugar. And then we need, oh, I've done it. Right, let's just add the water to the, so much creamier. Oh my gosh. Have I wasted my money? Oh, look at that. There we go. We get a lovely lavendery purple colour as well with those. So let's just do the other two colours just to be consistent. So we're mixing the beige with the cobalt blue in the Neocolor, and we are mixing the Lost Shadow with the Stormy Sky. In the Ranger. So Neocolor, beige and cobalt, these two. That gives us a very nice colour. And then in the Ranger, I mean, they do mix. They do all the things that the Neocolors do. And there we go. So I would have to say that you can do the same things with the Ranger as you can with the Neocolor. There are a lot more bits that crumble off when you use them with the Ranger ones. So the Neocolors are a lot more creamy. I think the Neocolors have got more pigment. I'm not sure price-wise. I know how much these... They were $24.99 for the set of 12. Let me just check and see how much the Neocolors are for a set of 12. And then that might... Oh, that's a set of 15. $28.97. Okay, so we've got a few more in there, haven't we? Well, $24.99 for 12. Oh, hold on, I bought an extra couple, didn't I? Those two were $4.99. I suppose you can't really compare because it's not a set. Well, I would say that they're roughly the same price, aren't they? But the Neocolors are more pigmented, more creamy, and they don't have as many bits flying off of them. So I think for me, Neocolors come out on top. Let's just pop them back in there. But I think I've bought them, so I will use them. I think this set together with the black and white, if I bring my colours back, so let's move that out of the way. Did I bring up the mixed colours? I can't remember, but there we go. I mean, they do both work pretty well. I think I will use these sketchbook wise and keep the Neocolors for when I do bigger paintings and things at home. But I think they are pretty, and I like the way that they come in the tin. I think it's a better tin than, and they're obviously bigger. Actually, they're a lot bigger, aren't they? So although they're comparable in price, let's just get a Neocolor out. So these haven't really been used much, but you can see the Rangers are a lot bigger, and they are roughly, are they the same width? Let's just, Yeah, they're about the same width. So I guess maybe you're getting a bit more crayon for your bucks, but if you're having to use a bit more of them because they're not as pigmented, then maybe it still equals it out, if you see what I mean. So there we go. I'm going to be using these, and I'm going to put these in my Just Go sketching kit, because I think they'll be perfectly fine for that. And I really like the fact that they come with it. It's got a little lip on it. I don't know if you can see that. So you can tuck the lip down, and then that goes over, and it just protects them. And there they are in their packet. I'm going to keep those in there. There we go then. Ranger Distress watercolour pencils. Possibly an alternative to Neocolor IIs. Maybe there's a colour in the Ranger Distress colour range that isn't in the Neocolor IIs, and you might want to, you know, find that. But yes, for those of you that use a lot of Neocolors, I hope that that was an interesting comparison for you to make your mind up whether that's the way you want to go or not. But there we go. That is that. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and as always, be well and be happy.